Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, or whatever you want to call it. I really don't give a doggone one way or the other. Our government is as corrupt as any other government around the world. Our government is based on a two-party system. Of course, the Constitution didn't base it on a two-party system. The corrupt political parties did. And you out there all say, oh, we don't have the room for a third party, or we don't this, or we that. Do you know, truthfully, bottom line, where the problem lies within our government? The corruption, the evils, the raising of taxes, the lack of concern of the American citizen. Where does it lie? Well, forefathers warned you. They all warned about the political parties. The only people during the time of the founding of our country that supported the political parties also supported individual states over federal government. Strange, isn't it? States have more rights, caused the Civil War, etc., etc., etc. Jeffersonians were the party people. Washington was not. The party people came into existence because it was an evil of growing like a cancer. You had the Federalists and the others, whatever they were, started, heck, way back, but not when Washington was around. And Washington warned about the party. But this isn't about the political parties. They have been evil and corrupt for thousands of years. The political parties have caused the downfall of Rome. The political parties have caused the city-states of Greece to fight among each other. Because that's what they were, individual political parties. The political parties have caused one conquering of another. An example of a political party is the Roman Catholic Church during the Crusades. There was a political party that went in invading another group because of difference of ideologies. That's what political parties are. But you know something? Without people, political parties are nothing. The greatest shot of, morphine or any other narcotic that would tranquilize people is the political parties. They're just an addictive drug. Now, what am I really getting at here if it's not about the evils of political party? The real problem within the United States of America, the actual real cause of our country crumbling among itself, it's totally caving within. Two things. The rich are getting greedier and greedier. They are no longer using any self-control. The more they get, the more they want. That's one. Two, the individual is in the me generation. What's in it for me? Me, myself, and I. That's it. But they really don't give a doggone to do anything about. They won't join up with anybody else to do anything. They won't band together. The individual in this country is so self-centered upon their own selfishness that they have become non-effective. A force that doesn't exist any longer. Political parties promise you all kinds of crap, and you are all stupid enough to listen. I have yet seen anybody other than, and this is not to sound racist, other than in the black community, anybody who's happy with any of the presidential candidates from either party. And the worst part about it is, in the black community, they only like Obama because of his tan. Because if you ask them about Obama, they know nothing. And none of them know that he is actually the second black president of the United States. Very strongly, that could possibly be true. They don't know that. They don't know anything except for he's one of us. And they don't mean us as a common person. They mean us as a person of that persuasion of tanning. So bottom line is, where is the problem in this country? You look at your candidates, you're not happy with them, but you're not willing to get off your butt and do anything about it. Believe me, right now out there is hundreds of people who can do a far superior job than either Obama or Romney, and they never got any further than high school. Yes. So, not even including the people who've gone to college. But you got to watch out for some of those real college screwballs. And I'm going to call them screwballs. They're real idiots who think they're so smart, they're too smart to turn around and check things out. The ultimate of an idiot is a person who thinks he's so smart that he doesn't need to learn. Oh my God. And of course you people out there don't understand the definition of an idiot. Person who does the same thing over and over and over again, getting the exact same results over and over and over again, and you still do it the same way. And think about this political. It really doesn't matter whether you will elect a Democrat or Republican. Very rarely do we get a chance for somebody who's going to do something. We had some good Republican presidents, some good Democrat presidents. But those are the rarities. The majority of this time we get the usual garbage like we got today. It took Obama 4 years to realize how screwed up he really was. Listen to his campaign now. Listen to what he says to the people, not his TV ads, when he goes and he talks. He doesn't talk about how Mitt Romney's this or Mitt Romney's that. He talks about hope. He talks about a future. He talks about tomorrow. Unfortunately, he had his chance. And he proved himself to be a political party peg. A pawn of the Democrat Party and nothing more. And that's about it. So where is the real problem with our government? Where is the corruption really stemming from? Where is it coming? The greed of the nation? Yeah, very much so. The rich are very greedy. They're far more greedier than anybody else. And are they stingy? Really, you can't think of anything really nice to say about the super rich. Except for, oh, you gave to this charity? That's nice, but how many other people did you put that had to be in that charity? See? What about the real root of the problem? The rich are greedy, but that ain't the root. Where is the root? Greed is the problem. But there's another one. I said this too. I don't know. Should I say lazy? Should I say ignorant? Should I say dumb? Should I say stupid? Should I say blind? Or should I say it's the individual in this country who don't care enough to fix the very problem they are creating? That's right. The individual in this country is definitely the one that's creating the problem. How many times do I have to tell you? How many times I said, yes, we can fix this nation, but I can't do it alone. What do I mean by that? It means it takes you and me together. Not me. How many times have you heard me say, the thing I promise is I'm going to bring your word to Washington, D.C. Not JD's word, not my word, your word. Falls on deaf ears again. How many times have I told you, you're the one that matters? Yet, you don't do nothing. How many of you this time are not going to vote? How many of you this time are going to say, well, I don't vote because I don't matter, when the truth is you do matter, but you don't do nothing, so therefore, yes, you don't matter. You have made yourself an insignificant nothing. How many of you are going to follow the political party because, well, you're just as bad as the person who don't vote because you have made yourself an insignificant nothing? How many of you are sending your dollars to those political parties of corruption because, well, you are supporting the corruption that you have created within this country? Our forefathers warned us all of the dangers of the political party towards us, the individual, and our Constitution. See? And look at what the Supreme Court did with Obamacare. Said, that ain't not a penalty, that's a tax. Well, for that to be a tax, it has to be applied fairly across the board. So now, because of the Supreme Court, that penalty will go to everybody. Fairly across the board as a tax. It's only a matter of time before they say, okay, you pay the penalty because you don't have insurance, and then they go later on and say, well, that's unconstitutional because you got to do it there. And they say, okay, everybody pays the penalty because somebody doesn't have insurance. That's the way it works. And what's nice about taxes is once the government gets the taxes, they never go away. We got taxes on our books to this day that were supposed to be gone by 1935, and they are still here. I could even find some that are supposed to be gone before that. But they never go away. And that's what's going to happen with the Obamacare penalty, which is now a tax. When it eventually gets a crap aboard, all across the board, it will never go away. Why? Because the government is not run by the people, for the people, etc. The individual. It is run by the government for the Constitution, no. For the political parties, yes. For the spending of the government, for the world, yes. For the American individual, no. For the help of the American, no. Then what is this tax money going for? To make the government of the United States looks good among the world, yes. To pay a lot of money out to people who don't deserve it, yes. To help the individual American citizen, no. Oh, wait a minute, prove that. Okay. The Constitution says that the federal government shall provide for common defense. Common defense means we have to have people who can do the job that the military requires, which means we have to educate them. What's the first thing they're cutting back? Education, big time. Just the opposite of what the Constitution says. Yep. Because part of that problem is the unions, and we got so many people involved in supervising and directing the school system that get paid a lot more money than any teacher. So, I mean, how many schools have principal, vice principal, vice principal, vice principal, vice principal, vice principal? Then a director of this, a director of that, a director of this, and a director of that. I'm talking about grade schools. When you had all those people, someone's got to pay them. They got to get money from somewhere. Heck, there was a time when a school, if it was lucky, had one principal. And that was it. Oh, but they're so much bigger now. No, they got so much crap that they don't need. Bottom line, people, is you are the reason. You accept everything, and then you complain because they don't change. You sit back and say, oh, what can I do? I'm only one person. You're right. But that's what the country's made up of. One person here, one person there, and one person banding together. That's what our whole country was all about. The people. But it's not there. You all are the reason our country, the United States of America, and our Constitution is very, very sick. And I don't think you're going to do anything about it at all, except for complain. And you don't realize you are the cure. You are the fix. You must realize it must be done by you. As long as you accept everybody telling you that this party or this group or that group can do the job, forget it. Because the job rests in our hands. And you guys just don't. You're not ready. You're not ready to pick up, get a band together, work together, and do the job our nation needs as one people. Thank you. This is JD. And though I'm not going to win in 2012, I thought I'd make this video anyway to tell you really how screwed up you all really are. Have a nice day. Because together we can fix this nation. And I cannot do it alone. How many times must I tell you that?